Hello, let's learn about bearings today. So, bearing is actually it is an angle which is always measured clockwise from north direction. Now, where it is used, like when we sail in ship or we fly by our aeroplane. So, aeroplanes always fly at some bearing. Ships also sail at some bearing. Okay, so they travel at say 90 degree, say at something like at 41 degree bearing or 70 degree bearing, like that. Okay, so bearing is nothing but it is an angle, and always remember it is measured clockwise from north. Always it is measured from north, and that too clockwise. We do not go anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. And then the next important thing to be noted is that it is always given using three digits. Like if it is 41 degree, so I will not write it like this. I will write 041 degree, right? So this is main thing. Now here I have shown you like a ship is like sailing from, say, starting point is A. So from here the ship starts sailing, and it is sailing at a bearing of 70 degree. At a bearing of 70 degree means, you see, at A I will draw north direction, and then from A 70 degree, this degree. Okay, so this is the way we will draw the bearing of 70 degree. So from A to B. So if the ship is sailing at 70 degree bearing, then he will reach from A to B. Now if you have to find out, like you have to go back from B to A, then how the ship will sail, or we will say how the ship is sailing at which bearing. So that would be like will be counted from north to this, always measured clockwise from north. So we have to remember this thing. Now since these both are north, we will plot here also north. So since both are parallel to each other, this is 70 degree. So this angle would be what? This angle would be 180 minus 70, because they are interior angles or co-interior angles, these both, right? And the sum of co-interior angles is 180 degree. So I can say that this angle would be 180 minus 70, so this would be 110 degree. Now this the whole complete angle around a point is what? 360 degree. So around a point B, complete is 360. One of them is 110 degree. So we can simply say that the bearing of A from B will be 360 minus 110 degree. It would be 360 minus 110 degree, which is 250 degree, right? So here let us write here 0 0 7 0 degree, and this is 250 degree. So 70 degree bearing is of B from A, and 250 degrees bearing of A from B, right? 70 degree is of B from A, right? And 250 degree is bearing of A, it is bearing of A from B. Understood? So this way we can use it and calculate the bearing. Now let us solve one question. Okay, because it is always better to do one question, then only we actually understand how to apply that concept. So the question is, a ship sails 35 kilometer on a bearing of 042 degree. Fine. So first of all, ship is sailing at 35 kilometer on a bearing of 40 degrees. So let us show here the starting point, and I will plot north here, because bearing is always measured from north. So it is going 35 kilometer on a bearing of 042. So I'm not taking exact scale, but yeah, 42 degree would be somewhere like this. Yeah, so this is our 042 degree angle, and this is what? This is 35 kilometer distance, right? So let us name it as A, and let us say the ship is reaching at B. Fine. You can plot here north. Yeah. Now this is our drawing done. Now what is this? Next question they are asking is, how far north has it traveled? Now this is interesting thing. How far north it has traveled? North means upward, right? Like towards north direction. So it starts from here. So north it is traveling like up to here. So if I say, if I complete my right angle triangle from this, right? So this becomes my north distance, and this becomes my east distance, right? Because east is here, north is here, here is west, and here is south, isn't it? So how far it has traveled north and how far it has traveled east. So here I can complete my right angle triangle. Fine. Now what else do we need? We need this angle. So this angle would be how much? We know that total is 90 degree. So this angle would be 90 minus 42. So I can say that this angle is 48 degree. Got it? And let us name this as C. So now we will use our trigonometry here. Okay. So what we have to do now? We have to find the northward distance, that is this distance. Let us name it as X. And the eastward distance, let us name it as Y. I am writing northward distance as X, eastward distance as Y. Okay. So now see, this angle is 48 degree. Opposite to 48 degree is my this side BC X. So this is my opposite side, right? And then opposite to 90 degree angle is my hypotenuse, which is 35 kilometer, and hence this side would be my adjacent side. Clear? Now to find out X, we have opposite and hypotenuse. So which ratio of which ratio of trigonometry would give me opposite over hypotenuse? I said this is sine. Yes. So sine ratio, see, so ka to a, remember, so ka to a. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So I will write sine of which angle? 48 degree. Sine of 48 degree is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, I will write here sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Theta stands for angle. Theta stands for angle. Okay, so now I can simply do that my X would be equal to 35 times sine of 48 degree. So now we can use our calculator to find out this, how much it would be. Let us do 35 times sine of 48 degree. So this will be 26.01 kilometers. Okay, so northward it would travel 26.01 kilometer distance. So this distance is 26.01 kilometers. Now how far east it has traveled? So for east distance, what you will do here, let us see. East distance is y. Okay, y is adjacent. Y is adjacent, and 35 we have hypotenuse. So which ratio adjacent over hypotenuse is ka, that is cosine. So we will say cos of 48 degree is equal to cos theta is what? It is adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos 48 is y over hypotenuse, which is 35, and so we can say y is equal to 35 cos 48 degrees. And now we can simply use our calculator. So 35 times cos of 48, which is 23.419. So we can say 23.42 kilometers. So this is how you can find the eastward distance or the northward distance by using trigonometry. Yeah. So I hope you understood this, how to find out the bearing. Like here, if you have A to B bearing is given, you can find bearing of B to A just by using the parallel lines and complete angle thing. Okay. And then a simple question, if ship is sailing 35 kilometer on a bearing of this, so how far north it has traveled or how far east it has traveled. So that way, by using trigonometry and making a simple diagram, we can find out. Okay, so hope you understood. Keep practicing. We will solve more questions in next videos. Bye bye.